Okay, hello everybody, welcome to this tutorial about how to use the various navigation systems in the Su-27SK aircraft in FlightGear simulator. The main navigation, routing and guidance system in this aircraft is called the PNK. The PNK-10 is the version installed on board of the Su-27 aircraft. The system monitors input from sensor devices and controls the indications in the instruments in the cockpit, such as the HSI, the horizontal situation indicator, and the head-up display, by the data provided from the onboard computer or the radio navigation systems, such as the RSBN or the ARC navigation systems. These are Russian systems of navigation. The RSBN is very similar to the traditional VOR beacons in range and in frequency band. Some export variants of the Su-27, since it will fly outside the Soviet Union space, has been ported to use the international VOR radio beacons. The ARC as well is simulated here in this FlightGear package as NDB beacons navigation system, since it's very close to this international system in distance, range and frequency bands. So this panel here is the main navigation unit. The knob to the right is the navigation mode selector. There are several modes here: program, navigation, landing, and many others. The first one is the program mode. In this mode, we use a programmed flight route, and the PNK will guide the pilot to the next waypoints one by one by the indications shown on the HSI and the head-up display. So, to use this mode in FlightGear, we need to have programmed and activate a route in the autopilot route manager dialog. It looks pretty easy to use this dialog, but if you are new to FlightGear, you can see in the wiki or the FlightGear docs to get more details about that. Anyway, here I have already programmed the route, and by setting this knob to the PNK panel to the program mode, the HSI and the head-up display will show the required heading and the altitude to the next two waypoints. And if the autopilot is active, note the switch here. The switch, if the autopilot is active, it can follow this route by engaging the navigation mode by pressing this button here. This label here is Navig. Then the navigation mode will be engaged. You may have noticed the LED digits indicator here. The right one, the 3 digits LED, is showing the waypoint number. These waypoints are called in Russian language RM, which is written in this button here. But you may read as PM, but the Western P is to read as R in Russian. So by pressing this button, the waypoint LED starts to flash right into the new waypoint number. You can press any number other than 0. Of course, a number of waypoints in your route, and you can see that required heading or altitude changes according to the selected RM or waypoint. And if you have already autopilot engaged in navigation mode, of course, you will see your aircraft turns toward the newly selected RM heading. So now you have a basic general idea about route navigation in the Su-27SK aircraft in FlightGear. Let's try now to navigate using the radio navigation system. We will try using the RSBN navigation. As I said before, we will use the VOR system as the export version do, and that's what we simulate here. The navigation and the RSBN panel here supports 8 radio beacon stations called PPMs. Remember, PPM, and that's what's written here in this button here, PPM in Russian letters. In the upper menu, the Su-27SK menu, we have a canvas dialog that allows us to set the various PPM frequency. After typing the frequency, don't forget to press the set button next to it, then it will show the name of the radio beacon. By returning to the panel, we can set the desired PPM by pressing the PPM button. This LED indicator digits here starts flashing, so it's waiting for the new PPM number to navigate to. Let's set 1, for example. You may see in the HSI and maybe the head-up display that required headings changes according to the selected PPM station or radio beacon. You may know that in this way we need also to set the required course to intercept the beacon, and this can be set here in the HSI by turning this knob here to set the desired course. And all of these modes are fully supported by the autopilot when set to navigation mode and active. Don't forget the switch. Maybe I will release a tutorial about how to use the autopilot soon, but for now you can try it or navigate manually as you want. It's up to you. You may want to use the ARC radio navigation system here with NDB stations by setting the RSBN panel knob to the radio navigation mode and then press the ARC button here to navigate to the ARC stations. These can be entered in the ARC navigation dialog, and these should be NDB frequency, not VOR. Remember here, but to keep this tutorial as short as possible, we'll learn ARC navigation in another tutorial maybe. So that's all for now. You can find the link to get the aircraft package in the description. For any question you can ask in the comments or in the development thread in the FlightGear forum. So have a good time flying this amazing aircraft, and bye bye.